Yo. So we talk about everything and anything under the sun. This podcast is really just friends talking, having fun, exchanging notes, hopes, dreams. Hi everyone. Good evening once again. Great Tuesday indeed. And welcome to another episode of the MaLAWpet show. We're having so much fun. This would be our second week, and we're all fired up. And for tonight's episode, we will have a special guest, a very good friend of mine, and we would be asking him of so many things. I hope, guys, you could join us. If you have questions, comments, suggestions, hopes, dreams, or aspirations, please let us know. You could write it down in the comment section. And to introduce our special guest, I would like Noel to do the honors. Of course, I'm with Noel Acosta, James Ali, and Dan Dalino. And welcome to the MaLAWpet show. How are you guys? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Dean. Great.
Good evening, sir.
Okay naman din.
Thank you for
Kakatapos ng
having us
event
po.
natin.
Oo nga eh. Medyo matawag sa recitation si Dan. Kaya ano na yan. Ha? With flying colors. Anyway, we'll start. Noel, maybe you could introduce our special guest. And we have, before that, we have one more host. I asked him, a very good friend of mine. He's joining us from the technology field. I'll introduce him later, Pangke Francisco. Noel, please introduce our special guest for the night.
Yes, sir. Our special guest for tonight graduated from the Ateneo de Manila Law School in 2015, and he was admitted to the bar in 2016. In 2017, he went abroad to pursue further studies at the University of California at Berkeley, where he received his Master's of Law degree with a certificate of specialization in energy and clean technology. Currently, he is a partner at the law firm of Chan Robles and Associates. Aside from practicing law, he is currently working on a few startup companies and also serves as a board of various companies, including Chan Robles Professional Review Incorporated, which offers bar review courses, and Chan Robles LawNet Incorporated, which offers MCLE programs. So everyone, please join us in welcoming Attorney Jan Almario Chan.
Hi, good evening, Noel. Good evening, Dean Rico. Everyone.
Good evening, Jan.
Hi, John. Pare, ito, lagi kong sinasabi, dimples pa lang, ha? Ulam na.
Oh.
Pare, nagkakaroon kami ng...
pandemic.
Alam mo, John, nagkakaroon ngayon ng trend. Yung mga Athenians na ini-invite natin dito, puro talagang mga guwapings, ha? Alam mo naman. Ha?
I have to live up to the expectations ba?
Oo, hindi magpapatalo syempre ang mga taga San Beda Alabang dyan, ha? O, mamaya marami tayong tanong kay John. And yung mga viewers, listeners na, no, ang dami na nagtatanong dyan kung taken ka na ba daw. Mamaya mo sagutin yan. Tingnan natin kung taken 1, taken 2, or baka parang Batman forever ka. Tingnan natin mamaya yan. But John, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure to be with you. And tagal na natin hindi nakapagkwentuhan. I think last time, pre-pandemic pa, no?
Yeah, we were trying to organize yung sa Berkeley Alumni Philippines.
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah.
Pero online na tayo noon, no?
Yeah, online
Imagine, na. That was like a year ago, I suppose, no?
Yeah. Oh, matagal
Time flies. What's up, man?
Ito,
Kumusta?
okay naman. Hindi pa rin ako sanay mag-work from home, pero kailangan di ba? Lalo na lately with the recent spikes in the COVID rates. Kayo ba? Online classes? Hindi pa bumabalik sa
Well,
class?
yeah, online classes and work from home then. So, sobrang adjustment. But
Oo. Pero, mm,
it's good thing na, syempre, technology would help. It helps a lot.
yeah.
It bridged the gap.
Yeah.
But iba pa rin yung face-to-face eh, no? Iba pa rin yung nakikita mo yung crush mo. Iba pa rin yung parang kinikilig ka pagka sumasagot na yung crush mo, di ba? Iba yung feeling na nanginginig ka pagka hindi mo alam yung sagot eh, no? So,
Or nakikita ka din may crush sa'yo.
ayun pa. Actually, di ba?
We're depriving them of motivation din.
So, maybe, John, to start off, tell us about your law school life. Of course, I know you're from the Ateneo. The Ateneo.
Di Atty. Grabe, hindi. Ano lang yun. Only a select few lang yung mga yun. Tayo, Rico, hindi naman tayo ganong burgis.
Hindi tayo Ateneo. Hindi tayo Ateneo rock.
Yeah.
So, John, tell us your law school life. Ano na, no? Power
Law school
plant ka
life.
na rin.
Yeah, oo, power plant.
Rockwell,
Hindi ko na nabutan yung
Rockwell.
Yeah, so
Rockwell pala, Rockwell.
ganun na rin yun. Well, I started law school back in 2011. So when I entered law school, I didn't really know what I would deal with. I didn't know kung ano ba kasi law school is way different from college. Law school, you can see it as a way that you could reinvent yourself. What happened to me, nung college ako, sobrang bulak-bulak, to be honest. And then when I entered law school, gulat na gulat yung parents ko, my dad, my mom, my whole family, who were watching pala. Hello. Tapos, sabi nila na parang, okay, hindi namin i-expect na you'll take law school seriously. So, yun. I saw law school as a chance to improve myself, to make myself a better person as compared to college. So, yun yung goal ko when I entered law school sa Ateneo. So 2011, I tried to join a lot of organizations. So I joined the Ateneo Central Bar Operations. Tapos dahil I had a particular interest in labor law, that's where I got in. So I was the understudy kaagad ng first year law. So yun, nung buong law school ko, basically I'm sure Dan, JB, and Noel can attest to the fact na when you enter law school, you sacrifice social life a bit, if not completely. Kayo ba? Completely ba kayo?
Sa akin, a bit din kasi I was very outgoing. Pero nung nag-start ako ng law school, marami talagang nakat. Kasi ang dami kailangan pasahin eh. Kaya kailangang magbawas ng lakad.
Oh, compared to undergrad, malaking adjustment yung law school nga talaga.
'Di ba? Oh, yun nga eh. Tapos parang iba yung crowd. Tapos in law school, that's where you find out na kahit you excelled in college, mga ganyan, malalaman nyo bigla, pantay-pantay na lang kayo sa law school. Pero I'm sure si Dean Rico, ano yan, nung law school yan, medyo popular kid yan.
Hindi, pare. Ano lang, intense tayo ng law school, pati mahihayin ako eh. Pero okay naman yung crowd. So, patingin-tingin, maaga ako lagi sa library kasi may inaantabayanan ka. Ganun lang naman yun eh. You try to look for something na who would inspire you to go to school early, to study. So, I guess,
something. Dean.
ordinary lang, struggling, trying to survive, and eventually, swinerte naman. But, I guess we share the same experiences, no? Hindi naman tayo yung I just, sabi nga nila, you just try to survive the first few months, years of law school.
Yeah.
And then, medyo stable ka na, nakuha mo na yung groove, medyo nararamdam-ramdaman mo na, no? Ganun lang din naman. Tell us naman yung syempre, hindi naman puro aral yan, di ba? Hindi lang puro extracurricular. Ano ba yung mga pinagkaabalahan mo before sa law school? Dates, gimmicks?
Uh, one part of my life na parang hindi ko kaya i-sacrifice is music eh. So when I was in law school, I joined the law school band. So it wasn't something na weekly tumutugtog kami, but it was more of once in a while. Kunyari, magkakaklase kasi kami in law school. So whenever we find vacant time slot, we get together, we bring instruments, so yung mga portable lang. So mga kahon, guitar, tas yun, jam lang after class. Or minsan, hindi, baka tularan yun. Minsan, lumalabas kami ng classroom. Tapos, tutugtog lang kami. Alam mo yun? Pag masyadong stressful na. Mga ganun. So yeah, basically, music was one of the reasons why I stayed mentally healthy during law school. So, I made it a point na hindi lang puro law yung tinututukan ko. Pero there's also a part of me that's still, I still retained a part of me na who I was when I was in grade school, college, high school. So, yeah. So, I made sure never to lose part of myself, that part of myself when I entered law school. So yun. Sorry, hindi masyado juicy yata yung...
John, I always tell that to my students that, when you enter law school, you shouldn't make that as an excuse to stop doing the things that make you happy or the skills that you have. Because we usually hear in law school from students, before dean, laging before dean. Sabi ko, bakit before? Why should you stop from doing it just because of law school? Kasi ang daming readings, ang daming homework, bigat yung stress, mabigat yung pressure. Sabi ko, but you still have to continue living, di ba? Para when you look back, you will not say that you lost 4 or 5 years in Alabang, maybe 7 or more, 7 or more years, di ba? So you continue living the dream, but I agree. And I can relate because music is also a very big part of my life. Although I don't sing, I don't play.
Nagkakaraoke tayo niya, Dean.
Well, by force of habit, but I really don't have the talent for it. I sing to enjoy. But music is really something very important. And John, when I think that's universal because up to now, even students, when they feel low, when they feel down, when they did not do good in their recitation, I think ang feel safe nila is listen to music, imbis na magmukmok. May nagsasabi bakit daw itong episode na to puro English. Dati daw panay taga. Syempre naman. Si Dan dude pare, ha? Ano, Atty niya, dude pare, ha?
Hindi, hindi tayo Burgis.
So John, so you enjoyed law school.
Can I just add to what you were saying, Rico?
Yeah, continue.
Yun, yung just to add to what you were saying na bakit puro before, why should you lose a part of yourself? If you lose part of yourself, it's one surefire way to hate what you're doing. Na right now I'm doing law, pero before I used to enjoy life. I used to go out a lot. I used to hang out with my friends, pero because of law school, I'm not able to do all of those. So if you deprive yourself of those things, I think it's one surefire way na you would definitely hate your law school life. So, kayo ba? Sorry, ask ko na rin kayo, Dan. Diba sabi mo, parang medyo, hindi mo naman tinapon yung mo, diba?
Ako hindi, kasi nung una medyo ako eh. Yun yung initial idea ko kasi may friends ako na nauna sa akin nag-law school. Tapos ganun yung...
Tapos may horror stories.
Ganun yung mentality nila na parang sacrifice everything. Ako nung una, Trinay ko for the first month, pero parang masakit sa ulo eh, parang sobrang stress ko. So I decided na parang at least once a week, lalabas ako with friends. So hanggang sa nakasanayan na in-adjust ko na lang yung parang study habits ko to it. Kasi it's true eh, if you think of law school like a chore, parang araw-araw mo siyang kaiinisan eh.
Yeah. Oo.
So ganun ko siya tinignan. So yeah, I think people shouldn't sacrifice things during law school. I think not entirely, at least.
Yeah.
I think din, if
Kung
I
ginano
may
mo yung
add,
love life mo dun, di ba? Why not?
if I may add din, I think yung ano din, sir, yung law school ay rediscovery of oneself. Parang we have a preconceived notion of what we are when we were in high school, in college. And then we go to law school, bago siya lahat eh. Although, dream natin siya, well, for most, dream talaga siya. But you never know what to expect. Eh. So, in some way, it's a rediscovery of who you are. Parang, at may yung best example nga dyan, yung, hindi ko inakalang kaya ko palang magbasa ng 3 oras na straight or 5 oras na straight. Di ba? So, rediscovery siya na posible pala siya. And I think that's, if you focus on the hard, yung negative side ng law school, you miss that great part of how you're going to rediscover yourself. Kasi that will be the kind of person you are when you move forward in your career.
Definitely agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree. So, John, syempre, you study very hard kasi alam naman na, I guess we share the same experience, no, with regard to the demands of law school life, no? Especially we have very demanding professors. We have an institution that we have to, yung institutional integrity that we have to maintain. And aside from that, you have to pass the bar exams. Diba? So may pressure. Yeah. And everything adds up. Habang papalapit, it adds up. No? Aside from music, and aside from the balancing act that you did during law school, I'm sure may mga challenges dyan. No? It's not all rosy. Heartaches, heartbreaks, bad recitations. How did you cope?
With all of those?
If any lang. Baka sa'yo dyan, mukhang wala ka naman yatang heartache. Mukhang lahat yata ng inispatan mo, parang 8 ball lang, ha? 8 ball lang.
Ano yan, more of, stick to one na gaya ko. By the way, shout out pala sa girlfriend ko. She's watching right now. Angeli Tan.
Yun naman, guys. Ano may pangalan yan? May pangalan ba yan?
Galawang good guy, sir. The galawang good guy.
Ano man? Angeli Tan.
Yun naman. Iba. Yes. Iba to. Alam mo, John, you're on the right team. Lahat dito, good guys. Alam mo naman, stick to one lahat. Oo, ha?
I'm actually glad to be in good company nga right now. Diba?
Basta hindi pare-pareho ng zip code, pwede yan. No, I'm just joking.
Tulad nga nasabi sa civil procedure, may territorial jurisdictions.
Mismo. So, John, ano yung coping mechanism mo? Kasi, the reason why I ask that, because especially now, difficult times, we could not just overemphasize that, but difficult times. And because of the quarantine protocols, the lockdowns, we cannot cherish the times with friends, di ba? We could not spend enough time with our group of peers, no? So, important But back then, when you were still a student, ano yan? Anong gimmick? You drink a lot? Ano yun? Pagka-visit ka, you pray. Iba yung coping mechanism. Iba, you go home, you tell your parents. Ako ganun because my family is very supportive of me.
Yeah.
And my brother, I guess he's watching right now. He's in London. Miko, hi.
Miko, yeah.
My family is everything to me. Si Pangke alam. Pangke would know because bata pa lang kami. Of course, mas matanda ako sa kanya. But for me, family is my refuge. No, when you're down, when you're lonely, when you're beaten by a recitation. Before, seldom yung quizzes Talagang Socratic talaga tayo no?
Definitely.
So,
oo.
minsan, one shot lang. You only have one shot. No? Parang Hamilton one shot lang. When I feel down, I go to my family and gano'n. Eventually lang, syempre, iba-iba, no? But, ikaw, how do you cope?
One thing I learned during law school is to let go. So there are times na, kaya law school, it's impossible not to have bad recitations. It's not impossible unless yun nga, you're one of the siguro top 5% of your batch. Pero it's more likely that you'll encounter at least one bad recitation in your life, at least one bad quiz, failing exams. Pero throughout the years, one thing I learned is that it's not always the end of the world. So if I do badly in a recitation or if I fail an exam, I always think to myself na, yeah, siguro nagkulong ako sa aspect na to. However, it's not the end of the world. One thing that you should know when you're in law school is to always be resilient. So it's a life skill na you need not just in law school but also in law practice, in your personal life na you stumble but you learn how to pick yourself up, move forward. So one of the things I think one of the things right now na people find it challenging is to learn how to let go. So kunwari itong pandemic, you can't go out, you can't go out on dates at times, di ba? Tapos parang magmumukmuk ka na lang, iipunin mo lahat in your heart, in your mind. And definitely your mental health will suffer if you don't know how to let go. I'm not saying you have to let go of everything, you don't learn from your mistakes. Pero yun nga, nung law school, that's what I learned. Before law school, kinikim-kim ko yung mga ganyan. Pero nung law school, natuto ako na it's not always 100%. I can't always do my 100%. But whenever I fail in something, I learn from it. I try to avoid it, of course, and then move forward. Pick myself up and move forward. And siguro you also need some coping mechanisms, coping activities pala, such as, tumaba ako ng law school dahil comfort food. So, bad recit na naman, tara, kain tayo, inom tayo. Parang ganun.
Ay, sisig pati San Miguel,
So meron na bang nun, kabisera? Nabuto mo
time namin, iba pa
Grams.
Iba pa
Good Earth.
Yung mga yan. Good Earth, di ba? Good Earth. Tama.
Tataba ka sa law school. Imposible hindi. Pero short answer, learn how to let go of the things that you can't control anymore and learn from those. So
nice.
Yeah. Diba?
Alam mo, kung sa Ateneo meron tayong before, no, may Grams, tama, may Good Earth, may Pancake House. Alam mo, nandun pa ba yun?
Yeah,
diba? Marami yun Santis. Pare, wala yan. Talo yan sa San Beda. May Molito kami. Ha?
Inuman place mo yan?
Pare, it's Molito is the place to be. Ha? Meron, lahat nandun. May Ralph's, may Torch, meron pa kami dun lahat, the works, lahat nandun. May mga masarap na
bayan,
dapat minsan bisita ka sa San Beda Alabang para pag pwede na, ha?
Sit-in ako sa class mo.
Pwede. Or maybe you could help me, di ba?
Oo naman. Always willing to.
Evidence, Specpro. Tingin ko dadami ang mag-enroll sa akin kung ikaw ang teaching assistant. Diyan.
Grabe.
Kaso lang, sinabi mo, taken ka na pala So, baka mawasan. Anyway, so John, I think maganda yung ginawa mo nung law school and then, of course, bar exams. How you prepared for the bar exams, I'm sure because of the Chan Robles paradigm. Later, we'll discuss
Yeah.
more of that. So, career, no? After passing the bar, of course, usual expectations, law firm, big law firm. Alam mo naman sa atin, ganun ang sa big law
Yung
firm,
mindset, parang,
may pressure di ba? Big law firm or masters agad, and then
mm-mm.
go back and work in a top 100 company or on a multinational company. May pressure
Yeah.
din Alam mo naman yan. You know what I'm talking about, no? So within your batch, within your block, within the institution, lagi may pressure to do better no?
Yeah.
Mabigat, but kasama yun so career. How did you start your career? And yeah, just take us through that moment.
Okay. So, honestly, when I graduated from law school, nasa utak ko na na magma-masters agad ako. Pero I didn't want to go to masters not knowing anything about legal practice, na parang diretso from law school direct to Berkeley or some other school. So I wanted to experience what it was like to become a lawyer. Kasi it changes your perspective. It's a lot different from law school, honestly. I'm sure, Dean, you'll agree. JB, since you're also a lawyer now, I'm sure you'll agree na law school, it definitely prepares you for life as a lawyer. Pero iba talaga It's not just rote memorization, pero it's a completely different culture. So, yeah. So with that mindset, I applied in a law firm na I know that would immerse me in a lot of different areas of law. So I got to do intellectual property law, litigation, corporate law, tax law. Kasi it was a small firm So unlike the others na pagka-graduate, I want to go to a big law firm. I want to make it as a partner within 5-6 years. Yung mga images na kino-conjure when you're in law school na this is what a lawyer should be. Pero you should, well, it's a good thing to aspire for.
John, tama yan. Bigat yan di ba? Kasi nasa kwentuhan pa lang habang umiinom ka sa aposento or somewhere, pinag-uusapan nyo na yan, di ba? Yung short-term plan.
Sa dinner ng firm na to.
Parang, na-invite ka ba sa dinner? Yung, ha?
Di ba?
Anong dinner?
Di ba? Never ako na-invite sa mga dinner na yan. Di ba? Pero I'm sure, Dean, you were one of the stellar students during your time. So
hindi pare. Sa totoo lang. Sabi nga sa akin ng mga classmates ko, barely made it But okay lang naman. Well, I made it farther.
And that's what matters. So, part of my mindset going into law practice is that it's not always one track that should be followed by all lawyers. Kasi, di ba, sabihin ba na hindi ka naka-big law firm, you're already a failure? Definitely not. So, for me, nakakausap ko yung mga senior lawyers in the faculty of Ateneo before. So, one of them was Dean Melencio Santa Maria. Tapos, may time, he just talked to me about law practice. I was already in 4th year. Tapos sabi niya na it's not always a good idea to go into big law. I mean, if it's for you, it's for you. But kuyari si Dean Mel, when he entered into law practice, he made sure that he went into a small law firm. So yung reason niya same as my reasons. I went to a small law firm, probably around 7 lawyers lang at max. Tapos my reason for that is as a new lawyer, I wanted to try out everything. So while you could do that in big law firms, you could also, for me, my point of view is, if you're in a small law firm, you get to do so many things dahil siguro limitation na rin of it being a small law firm, na ikaw ipapadala. Kaya hindi pa ako lawyer noon, nag-appear ako once in a hearing. Parang hindi naman siya serious, parang it's to postpone the hearing. So, parang ganun. You get to learn a lot of things when you go to yung important going into law practice as a young lawyer is to try everything out, is to get to know which areas of law you want to try, what you want to do for the long term, and stick to it, and siguro specialize on it. Like energy law, I went to Berkeley to pursue energy law because that's what I enjoyed. So yeah, if that answered your question, Dean.
Of course. And you mentioned earlier, kasi James is also a young lawyer, no? Ano ba yung importance of yung having your Masters of Law? Do you think under our jurisdiction, in our setup, does it help? Kasi na-experience natin, no, yung international classmates natin, they really need it. Kasi in their jurisdictions, laging meritocracy, no? Kinakailangan, na-achieve mo to, hindi ka lang LLM, dapat double LLM ka, tapos may PhD, may JSD ka pa, tapos kinakailangan, meron kang publication, nakapag-publish ka na.
Yeah.
Tapos, di ba? Hindi ganun eh. So, how do you reconcile? Kasi sa atin naman, iba rin yung legal practice, di ba? When you enter a law firm, wala man pakialam yung mga partners if you have your Masters of Law, di ba? As long as you bring in the clients, you work very hard, you have good results, okay ka na. But internationally, iba yung exposure, di ba? Sasabihin ganun, why are you here? And they're studying on, they're having their masters on student loans. Di ba? Diyan tayo nga. Di ba? Minsan nga, iniisahan pa tayo ng mga klase natin dahil yung beer nila nasa tab na natin, di ba? So, because we're working already. No, because we're working already sila student loan eh. Naiintindihan naman natin. But they bring home the bacon, so to speak, di ba?
Yeah, true. Or minsan yayayain ka, tapos hindi mo alam, sobrang mahal pala, tapos hati-hati ko lahat.
Tapos dahil noisy tayo, di ba pare, orderin mo lang, konti lang in order mo, pero,
pero pantay babayaran nyo eh. Kahit anong
maybe you could just tell us about that, no? Because we have listeners and viewers, not only law students, no? Some are waiting for the results of the bar, are waiting for the bar exams.
Yeah.
Some are young lawyers or just, pass the bar exam and they're working. Go.
By the way, hindi lang law students tsaka mga magbabar this year yung audience mo. So, actually, right now, may dalawang nakikinig from high school who are aspiring lawyers. So, shout out ulit. Carlos Miguel Diaz at saka si Marco Diaz. They're actually the children of our office manager sa Chan Robles. Tapos, bata pa lang sila, gusto talaga nila mag-law. So, once in a while, they try to immerse themselves in mga ganitong programs, seminars. So
we have to be good examples, ha? Parental guidance pala tayo ngayon. Guys, parental guidance tayo. Mahirap na.
Dapat mga stalwarts in the legal profession.
Yeah.
So LLM.
John, please.
If it's advisable to go to the LLM, to do your LLM.
Maybe your experience, tapos reconcile it with, the Philippine setup when you're working in a law firm. Tapos your advice.
Yeah. So, yun nga. Before you go to your masters, try to sneak in even a bit of work experience, just so your mindset is different. So when you're studying in your LLM, when you're taking up your LLM degree, yung mindset nyo hindi na siya yung parang student lang, how is this applicable to me? Pero when you're actually studying it, maiisip nyo na parang, okay, this is what I did back when I was practicing in the Philippines. Tapos, what I'm studying now, I can definitely tweak it, apply it sa country ko. And one of the things na maganda rin when you go abroad is that you bring back something to help out your country. So, yun naman din yung reason kaya nagpapakadalubhasa ka sa abroad. Na you bring back something that you can contribute to society as a whole. So, yeah. So I went to work for a year in a Philippine law firm. I went to UC Berkeley for my master's. Tapos,
Para
I
the
will-
number one public university,
public
Kalimutan
Ivy.
mo lang. I-plug mo lang. Baka
Oo naman,
yung
pareho
mga
tayo.
other schools nakikinig. Mga sabihin
Kaya
nila.
nakalagay yan dyan sa likod ko eh.
Yan. Siyempre. Berkeley all the way, ha? May amoy marijuana pa, di ba? Panalo yun.
Grabe, hindi. Ano ba yun? Pero if I were to tell you right now na I went to Berkeley because I wanted to learn, sobrang I would be BSing you eh. Na I wanted to learn lang, I wanted to. When you go to your LLM, make sure that your reasons are holistic. Hindi lang parang, kung gusto mo lang kasi maaral yung topics na yun, go to Google, order your books from Amazon. Pero the reason why you go to your master's is also to expand your mindset, to open up yourself to a lot of different cultures, put yourself in a very uncomfortable position na you haven't done this before. You're in a totally new world. Again, it's a chance to find out who you really are. Tapos, aside from expanding your mindset, it's definitely a good way to increase your network, to build up your network. Kasi, honestly, sa profession natin, as lawyers, network is a huge part of it. So, siguro sa law school pa lang, try mo na i-build yung network mo. Sa pag-masters mo, wag kayong tipong wallflower, you don't hang out with people, you don't get to know people from... Kaya I got to know a minister in Turkey, tapos sobrang kilalang public official siya. Tapos when I have questions about policies, I ask him. Tapos another person who's watching right now, si Alex Gamboa, who's also from Berkeley. She introduced me to a lot of her professors before. And when I was already working
Kala ko
here...
she introduced you to lots of her friends.
Hindi,
Kasama na rin mo.
ano man? Kasi nga, building your network. Kasi you should build your network, di ba din? Tapos, honestly natatawa ako dahil pagbalik ko sa Philippines, totoo nga, it's important to build your network kasi I was dun sa work ko as soon as I got back in the Philippines, I got to serve as siguro call it like a chief of staff sa National Renewable Energy Board. So it's not really an official title, but it's more of I got to do a lot of policy work with her. That's because of my network in the US. I got to introduce the chairperson of the National Renewable Energy Board to directors of energy efficiency companies there, to people who actually matter, and they got together, they got to develop a lot of renewable energy policies in the Philippines. So when you go to your master's, definitely don't go just because you want to learn. So I think that's useless. Well, of course, siguro maganda rin talaga na merong kang guide who are established people in their field of law. Pero don't go to your LLM just because you want to do that. Go to your LLM because you want to find out who you are, because you want to experience difficult challenges na wala naman sa Philippines. You want to learn about things that you want to bring home to the country, to improve your country. And also, to expand your network, because at one point in your life, you'll find out that you can always rely on your network. Yeah, yun. So,
Attorney John.
Pati syempre, dyan yung free house. Hindi natin makakalimutan yung
Oo
free
naman.
house.
free house, tap house,
Panalo.
tsaka yung
Diba?
ibang mga
Iba yung
pinagdadaanan sa...
Parang sarap ng craft beers. Hindi natin po pwedeng kalimutan yung craft beers sa...
double IPAs, di ba?
John, si Dan would like to ask some questions kasi talagang may mga nagpapadala ng questions. Hindi to scripted. So may
sige.
question.
Si Attorney
Dean.
JB nga yata meron din eh. Pero go ahead,
Sorry.
Dan.
Go,
Wait
go,
lang.
go, go, go.
Dean, pinapatanong kasi sa comments ni Sedi, pa-shoutout daw kay Attorney Jan. Tapos tinatanong kung how do you balance
Ay,
love
Sedi,
life daw
susi
in
ko.
law school? Yan.
How to
Tinatanong na
balance
niya how to
love life.
balance love life and law school daw kasi mukhang balance mo ata.
Well, to be honest, I had a girlfriend in law school and siguro yung napadali doon is we would always study together. Pero natuto na ako. mahirap mag girlfriend or boyfriend in your case, in other people's case ng lawyer kasi di ba? We always argue, hindi tayo willing magpatalo. Pero definitely one thing that made it easier for me when I was in law school was that my girlfriend at that time was also a law student. So we would yung parang quality time na lang is to study, kuyari, punta sa bagong Starbucks or hang out sa 7-Eleven, mga ganon. Kasi may aralan sa 7-Eleven nun. So definitely that's how you balance. Pero also, so nung nagma-masters ako, hindi pa kami officially nung si Angelitan. Hello ulit. Tapos, you have to make sure that you still give time to your partner. Kasi if not, yun nga, like I said before, like what Rico, Dan, JB said earlier, it's important not to lose a part of yourself when you're in law school. So always set aside time to be with your special someone, or in my case, since long distance kami, I would also siguro gigising ako ng maaga kasi dito it's 2 a.m. tas doon siguro mga 8 a.m., 7 a.m. Tapos we would always set aside time strictly na meron kaming time every single day na mag-usap kasi yun nga, make sure to retain a part of your personal life kasi it would keep you sane. So yeah, so matrabaho siya in a sense na you have to commit to it. So that's how you balance your love life and the study of law. Kasi yun nga, kung nag-end up na nakapag-break ka sa girlfriend mo, boyfriend mo, may mga naging kaaway ka na friends mo dahil di mo na sila napapansin, then, di ba, it would make your law school life very much toxic and you'd hate it. You'd hate the experience.
Thank you, Attorney. May tanong si Attorney James.
Hindi, attorney, yung sa akin lang kasi you mentioned how you decided to go into masters. Yung question ko lang, how was the process of determining what field you were going to specialize on? Not lang siguro sa masters, no? Kasi I think you figured out in your practice what is the field that you're going to specialize on. And for young lawyers such as me and for the rest who are listening, how do you come up with that decision? Ano yung process behind that? And how do you know eto na yun?
Okay. So first of all, it all started when I was in law school. So I took advantage of the diversity of the electives being offered nung nasa law school ako. So may times na kukuha ko ng elective. Minsan hindi ako ganun ka-interested, pero inisip ko, parang maganda naman yung elective na to. So before, one of those was natural resources. So na time na yun, siyempre as a young law student, inisip ko, kaya ako maglo-lawyer dahil gusto ko magpayaman, gusto ko na lucrative na law practice. So I tried a lot of different electives out. Natural resources, tinry ko mag-energy law, and then na-realize ko na sobrang interesting siya for me. So doon pa lang na-pick na yung interest ko in energy law. Pero that didn't stop me from trying out other electives then na it might seem boring, pero yun nga, you have to always try new things out in order to discover what it is that you really like. So I found out in law school na I'm interested in natural resources na topics at saka energy law. So nung nag-apply ako for work, tinignan ko which law firms yung nag-o-offer ng energy, may practice in natural resources, But at the same time, they also would let me practice yung mga usually practiced fields of law such as litigation, corporate tax, intellectual property. Kasi it would be a useless practice if you go to your LLM and you're not really interested in it. You go to your LLM because that's what you want to specialize on. And yun. So try to discover what you're interested in before you go to your LLM to maximize your experience.
John, after
Yes,
law
Steve.
school, you endeavored in your legal career. Tapos, of course, nag-masters ka. Then you went back. Now you're stepping on the plate.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that your family is very influential also in your decision making, and I know for a fact that you're a family of lawyers. No, your sisters are all lawyers. Of course, your dad. Um, you're stepping on a, what do you call this? On a very big plate, so to speak. No, and you're doing it very seamlessly. No, I know that for a fact.
Thank you.
So how are you doing now? What's keeping you busy? Of course, I know you're in a firm. It was your dad's firm,
Yes.
and of course, aside from that, the review center.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just talk about it. And I heard you have I heard you have a surprise, di ba? So, yeah, baka pwede mong kwentuhan lang kami kasi
See.
dun sa mga, first, to our viewers, our listeners, it's very difficult, no? Second generation, ano ba, John? Second, third generation,
Second.
second generation, di ba?
Yeah.
And then your sisters are
All
lawyers, and then
Yeah.
are all lawyers. Tapos, papasok ka dyan, malakas yung pressure, yung expectations. Now, you're holding the fort, no? What's keeping you busy nowadays?
What's keeping me
Of course,
busy?
aside from your love life,
Well, sige, aside from my love life, what's keeping me busy right now sa office is more, yun nga, given the pandemic, given the lockdowns that we've been having for the past year, well, more than a year already. Diba, I am sure some of you may be aware of the MCLE governing board's decision. Well, it's the Supreme Court's decision to make the MCLE available online. So, since yun nga, Chan Robles, even before I joined the firm, it's always been one of the pioneers in Philippine online legal education. So, since 2004, Chan Robles, so nag-plug na, Chan Robles has been offering MCLE programs, and it only made sense for us to offer it through this online platform. Lalo na the MCLE program of Chan Robles, it started out naman as a desire on both Attorney Chan's and my dad's and Attorney Robles' desire to offer legal education at more reasonable costs. That's why, kunyari, etong sa MCLE, hindi kami nagtaas ng price. In fact, bumaba kami. So yeah, that's what's keeping me busy lately. So we've been handling a lot of applications with the MCLE governing board. Mga ganun. Other than that, I'm also proud to state na I also started a mentoring program in Chan Robles Bar Review. So I had a team of mentors, na some of whom are watching today. So Francis Sinyon, tsaka Tanya Manalaysay. So we're a team of lawyers who for free, in-offer namin for free for this first run, who talk to aspiring lawyers, and we tell them what it is that they should do, how they should balance their studies, their review with their personal lives, and with the end goal of making sure that they successfully hurdle the bar exam. So yun, those two things definitely are what's keeping me busy right now. And of course, my startups. So basta queuing app siya, at saka yung isa naman parang legal tool to help other lawyers then. So very interesting, very fun, and it keeps me sane during this lockdown because it gives me something to do.
Alam mo, John, very important yun that we find means and ways how to alleviate the difficulty, not only in the online classes, but also learning in general.
Yeah.
And Chan Robles has been there ever since. No, I remember when I was still a student, ni Chan Robles na no? Not only from dun sa labor standards and labor relations na book, but
Yeah.
you know when you search for a case, lagi kang idadirect dun sa Chan Robles.
Na may invisible text.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm very very happy, that ngayon you're also trying to innovate when it comes to MCLE and review. One of our co-hosts, is Pangke Francisco. He's more of the tech sultan of tech ang tawag ko dyan. He's helping me develop an app.
Yeah.
We call it QUED. It's QUED.
Oh yeah.
So it's just an initiative of mine just to bridge the gap because napakahirap ng learning and mode of instruction ngayon. So I came up with that idea. My syllabus is there. Case matrices, case briefs. Di ba sa Berkeley, hindi man tayo case digest, case briefs. So
case briefs, yeah.
Yung IRAC, di ba? Issues, ruling, analysis, conclusion.
Yeah.
So nandun siya, and we're developing it. We've started with civil procedure, then hopefully evidence, special proceedings. Yung mga subjects na tinuturo ko, para yung student need not buy the book. Lahat ng materials niya online
Nasa
na.
QUED. Yeah.
Nasa QUED, no?
Yeah.
Pangke, you might have any questions with John insofar as how yung MCLE online review would be going, how the bar review, di ba? You're offering also, John, bar review, di ba?
Yes, bar review rin. Tsaka bar mentor.
So, baka you have just a question about it.
Yeah.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Sir Pangke. Good evening.
Actually, yung question ko lang is, I just want to know the challenges that you have. Kasi since this pandemic, medyo mahirap kahit on our part, work from home kami. And naranasan din ni Dean na yung class niya is through online. That's why we developed this app. In your startup or your business, ano yung mga challenges that you experience naman?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I would consider myself lucky that I got in at a stage na medyo established na yung Chan Robles na professional review at saka yung Chan Robles MCLE online. However, right now, even now naman, may mga challenges pa rin talaga na na-encounter. Tapos, definitely, yung companies namin rely on our team of developers. The head is actually listening right now, si Mr. Ronald Echeles Diaz. So, hello. Shout out na lang. Pero, kunyari ito, one of the challenges nitong pandemic is how the team of developers, how the company will also figure out how to make the MCLE programs, which were previously offered sa traditional format ng face-to-face. How do you offer that in an online platform, yet at the same time you still keep it engaging? Na in a way, it's still interactive with the audience. Kasi as lawyers, it's important for us to interact with the lecturer kasi ganun kami na-train nung nasa law school kami. Even as lawyers, ganun. You always learn by interacting with other people. So I think that's one of the greatest challenges when it comes to offering MCLE programs online. How you maintain the similar kind of atmosphere, the similar process of learning, pero offering it through a medium na admittedly online platform, it's not as, tulad nga nasabi ni Dean Rico kanina, it's not as personal. It's me, in a sense, I'm talking right now to a camera, tapos you guys are yun nga, may ones and zeros traveling through the atmosphere, going to you. Tapos yun, di ba? So meron na kaagad na hurdle na, as I believe you as a developer and yun nga, our team of developers are trying to also solve na how do I still offer bar review and how do I still offer MCLE in a way na I still engage the law student, I still engage the lawyer. So I believe na yun nga, even for CUD, it's important for CUD na to still engage, to still get to engage its students, its lawyers. Kasi yun, kasi ganun tayo natuto So we should retain that aspect of learning.
Yeah,
Attorney,
I think
Attorney Jan.
Thank you.
Attorney Jan. Hello. Yung may question ko naman.
Yes.
Related ano lang naman siya, related din siya sa online review kasi although yun yung challenge na how do we make people engage pa din the same way as we have done for the past decades, but there are also opportunities. For example, for the longest time the criticism against the bar itself is that hindi siya friendly for people outside of Metro Manila, and that extends even to bar reviews kasi most of the bar reviews are within Metro Manila. How does, for example, you now as a person who runs a bar review, how do you see that as a way of reaching out to those who have similar dreams but are not given the same opportunities through this online review?
Yeah. Actually, well, first of all, nagpapa-shout out lang ulit. Alam mo naman. So, one of my favorite lolas, Tita Nola, at saka si Nanay, definitely most favorite lola if ever. They're watching also. At saka mga cousins ko, Armen, Arlene. Hello. So yun, I'm glad you asked that question. Parang ang planted yung dating nun. So actually, it's one of the things that we take pride at. We take pride at sa Chan Robles Bar Review. Now we're able to reach out even to the far-flung areas. Na kunyari napag-usapan namin lately ng ibang lawyers on the team na previously we had reviewees sa bar review who was bedridden, hindi siya makatayo sa kama niya. So yung ginawa niya lang, yung materials niya lang noon, yung mga codals niya, and definitely Chan Robles online review. So dahil dun sa parang I believe she also wrote a blog about it na because of the online review na ino-offer ng Chan Robles, she was able to properly review for the bar. And yun nga, tulad ng sabi mo, nawala yung challenges before na, kasi definitely unfair yung format ng bar review, admittedly. At saka yung bar exam, it's unfair kasi especially for those in the provinces, some of them have to sell off properties just to be able to go to Metro Manila. Ang laking sacrifice for them. So people in Metro Manila have it, I'm not going to say easy, pero it's definitely less traumatic for people in Metro Manila. So I'm happy na even though a lot of bar review centers are now offering online, so definitely competition siya, I'm happy pa rin. Kasi one of the reasons naman why Chan Robles offered online review is for those na have it less, na because of Chan Robles, they're able to also prepare for the bar review program with the same quality na nakukuha ng mga people in Metro Manila. And like my father always told me, even as a young kid, lagi sinasabi na education is the greatest equalizer. So by making education more accessible to everyone, even for those who are not able to go to Metro Manila because allegedly best education daw is in Metro Manila, because of technology, everyone has a better chance at playing on an equally level playing field. So yeah, definitely while may challenges online, definitely a lot of benefits also arose from it.
Thank you, John. And knowing yung Chan Robles na matagal na siyang MCLE provider and bar review, I'm sure you already have that track record. You've produced a lot of lawyers already. I guess baka may mga top-notchers pa dyan.
Yeah, we have 50 plus as of now. Na
50?
bar top-notchers.
Dapat pala, Chan Robles. Dapat na nag-review pala ako, Chan Robles na lang. Anyway, but of course, you have produced a very good number of top-notchers. You have produced a good number of lawyers. But that was during the regular times.
Yeah.
Now, new normal.
Online naman. We've offered online.
Oh, really? So matagal na talaga yung...
Oh,
so you've pioneered this... You have pioneered this,
We're proud to say na we're the first to offer online review in the Philippines. So siguro 1 decade na. So yeah, we've always been offering.
Any enhancements, any improvements that you've instituted, given that the situation has brought immense difficulties not only to students, their families, but also to the lecturers, professors.
Yeah. Good thing you bring that up, Rico. Kasi yun nga, one part of offering online review classes, it's always important to maintain a very competitive panel of lecturers. So, kaya as you said, may challenges this pandemic because yun nga, na-cancel yung exam noong November, di ba? So, one of the things that we've always focused on and we intend to keep doing is to maintain a very competitive roster of lecturers. So yun nga. So even the people in the far-flung areas, they're able to get quality education despite the lack of movement, the lack of travel during this time of the pandemic. And Dean Rico, syempre, di ba, competitive nga yung mga kinukuha natin mga lecturers. And si Dean Rico, we've invited him to conduct lectures sa Chan Robles Bar Review. So since one of the challenges na brought about by the pandemic is na-cancel yung bar exam, yung mga law students na mag-exam this year would have to study so much. So they still have to keep abreast of the progress in law at saka yung jurisprudence for this year. So I'm happy to say na we've invited lecturers such as Dean Rico to conduct lectures and updates for Dean Rico. I believe it's remedial law, di ba, Lodi? Yeah. So definitely one of the things that we've been doing during this pandemic. Another one, as I said, is the online one-on-one mentoring program. So since before may access yung mga law students to mentoring, so they could talk to their professors right away. Right now, one of the things that we think that law students and reviewees need is to have someone to talk to know if they're on the right track, someone to talk to if they feel like they're doing something wrong. So that's one of the things that we try to address with the one-on-one mentoring program of Chan Robles. So yun, those are the two things we're doing right.
I was so surprised with your answer, Jan. Baka hindi ko lang narinig yan, but you know, I would happy to branch.
Salamat din.
Yeah, but Jan, we've talked about so many things, and you know the good thing. My takeaway is that there's always a human face to review. No, these are not only statistics. No, we're not helping students just because we want them to pass, but because they have dreams, they have hopes, they have aspirations, and as professors, as members of the academe, I think the best way to do it, especially now, is just to be with them.
Yeah.
No? We have to assure them that we are here for them. Because as it is, that's what we all need. Just the assurance that someone is there for you. No?
Yeah.
Baka naman may good news ang Chan Robles dyan. I heard that in response to the difficult times, Chan Robles would be offering some lucky viewers and listeners of something that they could use for their review and for their MCLE compliance. Baka before I ask you of your final thoughts, Jan.
Yun nga. So merong Chan Robles is proud to announce na dahil mahal namin yan si Dean Rico. We're fans. We're happy to offer magpaparaffle kami ng free 100% scholarship for bar review. So ipaparaffle nyo ba yun din? Kayo na mabahala doon. At saka magpaparaffle din kami 100% ng isang MCLE online na 36 units to a lucky lawyer participant right now. So dapat nandito kayo.
Thank you.
Nandito.
Guys, shout out to Chan Robles.
Shout out. Yeah.
Jan, and that's very helpful, no? And thank you very much for trusting us with that incentive.
I'll just add din. So, another thing, pag kunyari you participate or you enroll because you're a fan of the MaLAWpet show, so we're offering also a 10% discount sa bar review program.
Lakas naman ng MaLAWpet show, Dean. Lakas.
Thank you.
Iba ang MaLAWpet show.
You know, Jan, I really appreciate that because that's really one of the purposes of this show, to reach out and just to assure our students, our law students, either they're taking the bar or they are still in law school, that we are here to help, we are here to listen, we are here to give them that respite, no? Kasi napaka-bigat ng pressure. And just last episode, I think you've catch some parts.
I constantly watch.
I was with Professor Tranquil. He recognizes that we have to join hands and to help, no? And thank you very much to Chan Robles, of course, to all those who's helping, no? Attorney Robles. Kasi kailangan may tumulong, kailangan may makinig. And thank you very much for giving that opportunity. Any help would make a lot of lives get better, no? So thank you very much. In fact, Jan, I invited members of the SLG school. Ano ba yun? Dan, LSG ba? SLG?
Local
School of Law Government din,
law
SLG.
government.
SLG. Jan,
Yes.
yung SLG ng San Beda, Alabang, they're listening. And some of my students who are very active with the Association of Law Students of the Philippines, I think
Yeah,
they're
ALSA.
also posting it, no? Because it's something that could help, could uplift, kahit pa paano, no? It could uplift, it could help lessen the burden. I told them, let's listen, and maybe there could be something we could collaborate on, no? So, guys, my former students to San Beda College Alabang, those who are taking the bar exams, Noel Acosta, of course, you're taking the bar exams. Ito, baka mga 20% na ang discount nito. Diyan, nag-interview eh.
Baka i-rig nyo na lang, si Noel na yung panalo. Hindi lang wala.
So, so to all our viewers, listeners, di ba John, will come up with the details, how they would get the 10%, how they would get the 100% MCLE and 100% bar review. And I suppose if there would be a lot of people availing, John would always be here with us, here for us to listen and to reach out and to help, because very nice to know that you may public mission, may hindi lang. So thank you very much, John. And we're now at this point. We enjoyed the interview very much. Of course, the candidness, the experience, the moments that you shared with us. For a young lawyer like you, ito personal ko to dyan, with so much potential, because we've known each other at Berkeley, very young. Berkeley lang, di ba? We were there. We'll drink craft beers. We'll watch Steph Curry, LeBron. I mean, the works, di ba?
Yeah.
So, but you're very promising, full of ideas, full of
Thank you.
things that you want to achieve. And that's what I like most about you. No, you don't let other people control you, but you assimilate and you move forward. No?
Thank you, Dean.
Full of promises, feet on the ground, boots on the ground, so to speak. Parang daming fans, ha? Daming fans. Game. So just tell us a few words, your last thoughts about how do you embrace the challenge of being a second generation Chan, and at the same time living your dream. No? Final thoughts about it.
Ito ba yung last message to the listeners?
Yeah, sort of.
Sige. Well, yun nga. Definitely, yung one of the biggest challenges of law practice as a second generation lawyer is yung there is a huge shadow cast over me. So, I'm sure baka some of you, naging professor niyo pa yung father ko, si Atty. Gianan Chan. So, because of that, there is still a challenge na people would compare me with my father. People would think na ano ba yung aspects ni Jan na kakapareho ng tatay niya. And one thing that I learned over the years is that you are your own person. So at the start, I was trying so much to fill my father's shoes. And admittedly, those shoes are huge. Na ang hirap i-fill in. So, my best friend, Jared Vicencio, he told me na, why do you keep trying to be so much like your father when you yourself, you have so much, you can do so much. You in your own track, in your own field, you make your own reputation. So those are the words that I try to live by ever since nag-law practice ako. Na even though there's Attorney Joselito Giananchan, who's maybe I can call him a legend in labor law. There is still, as a young lawyer, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners right now, Dean, are young lawyers like me. Lagi kong iniisip before, even when I was in law school, was yung mga lawyers na senior, nauna lang kayo sa amin eh. So ako, nauna lang ako kay Dan, nauna lang ako kay Noel. Nauna lang ako sa inyo, pero that doesn't mean I'm immediately better than you. So, as a young lawyer, yun din yung mindset ko sa mga mas senior sa akin na lawyers, na okay, you definitely have established yourselves in the field of law. But that doesn't mean that I have nothing to offer in this table. Na as a young lawyer, there's so much that I know, kuyari sa technology now, and alam ko na aral mo to, Dean Rico, yung mga tech law, stuff like that. I believe you even give talks about that. So, as young lawyers, don't be limited by how other lawyers see you. Sasabihin nila, bagito ka. Because in the end, it's just name calling. In the end, it's just them trying to assert their dominance. But that doesn't mean that you're worth nothing. But also, at the same time, as young lawyers, we always have to admit that there's so much that we have to learn. So, me, even sa other law firms ko before, to the point na naaanoy sa akin yung mga senior lawyers, I would always ask them na, sir, ano ba kayang ginawa ko mali dito sa meeting na to or sa pleading na to? Tapos minsan wala silang mabigay, although I'd hound them for comments, for criticisms, because criticisms help us grow. Don't take criticism, as young lawyers, don't take criticisms na it's just other lawyers bringing you down. Take criticisms and learn from them and try to determine for yourself if those criticisms are things that you want to improve on, and then develop your own track. And ganun naman yung mga nauna sa atin eh. Na they did their own thing eh. That's why they're known for who they are. So si Dean Rico, yan, isa di ba Dean? Tapos, can I also just, since final message naman, can I also just address the bar reviewees then?
Go, Jan. Go.
Thank you.
You have the floor, pare.
Salamat. So since I also act as a mentor right now to some bar mentees, ang lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila is that the bar exam is not the end-all, be-all of your life, of being a lawyer. I know a lot of lawyers who failed once, twice, pero right now they're doing great. Ang galing nila ng mga lawyers, and the bar exam is such an unfair test of your competence as a lawyer. But of course, it's what all of us should go through. So don't make the bar exam the 100% of your life. Live your life. Kung may napulot kayo dito sa napag-usapan namin ni Dean Rico, ni Dan, James, tsaka Noel, you have to retain a part of yourself in order to enjoy what you're doing. So as bar reviewees, as future lawyers in the profession, try nyo i-enjoy. Try nyo lang i-enjoy. Tulad ng advice ko sa younger sisters ko, si Isa, si Joyme, na kung mangyari man, kung bumagsak kayo, it's not the end of your world. Kung bumagsak kayo, then pick yourself up, then move forward. Go on with your life. Be resilient, like yung napag-usapan natin kanina. Be resilient. It's a life skill that's important when you're in law school, when you're a lawyer, when you're a bar examinee. So, and most of all, learn from my mistake. Huwag kayo magpa-burnout sa bar exam kasi definitely a bad idea. Being burnt out during the bar exam. So, a lot of time for rest and relaxation. And wag yung 24/7 aral lang kayo aral. It's not a good way to go through with your bar exam. Enjoy nyo yung process. So, yun din, Rico.
Nice, nice. Well said, John. Well said. And I totally agree. And for our viewers, our listeners, if you want to hear more from John, he could be your mentor for those who are taking the bar exams, for those who are looking for just a friend who could listen to you. Ayan, nandiyan si John. No? So, again, John, always a pleasure. I really had a lot of fun in this episode. Maybe Dan, JB, Noel, any last words before we wrap it up? Pangke, if just in case you have something quick you want to say.
For me, thank you very much, Atty. Jan. Yung takeaway ko lang sa sinabi niya, siguro yun nga, you have to let go sometimes, no? Don't hold on to something na yung makapag-bagsak sa'yo. So, if ever na bumagsak ka man sa bar, may susunod pa naman. So, just try and try para then throw out the negative things, no?
Yeah.
Thank you, Atty.
Thank you, Sir Pangke. And if you want to talk more about yung mga challenges ng usap tayo.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we can discuss with the RPRQ.
Yeah. Thank you, Sir Pangke.
Thank you.
Ako din, may message lang ako. First of all, I'd like to thank Attorney Jan. Thank you. And I'm actually glad din kasi may na-meet ako na attorney na medyo same kami ng philosophy na you don't have to sacrifice, entirely your social life, everything you want. Kasi parang if we listen to other lawyers kasi or other law students, yun yung usual na when I started law school, di na ako lumabas. Parang yung friends ko, law school students ko na, law school classmates na lang. So I think it's very important to have a life out of law school, hang out with your friends, take time to enjoy free time with your family. And tingin ko din super important niya rin yung sinabi ni, as what Pangke mentioned that, we have to let go of the things that we can control. Kasi if we keep on, thinking about it, eventually mas-stress din tayo and it will burn us out. And mahirap ma-burnout lalo ngayon kasi quarantine, tapos may COVID pa. So as much as possible, we should really take care of our mental health and our overall health as well. So yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Din short lang po. I just like to thank Attorney Jan for all he does with Chan Robles, for ensuring that bar review should not be difficult. The bar exam, parang the key really is how to make the bar exam easy, and I think Chan Robles is by far leading that front, and I would just like to thank him for being with us, for sharing, and hopefully this will not be the last. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, James, and nice to see you again.
Yeah. Tapos ako naman, same with James, as a bar reviewee. So, I think it's a very noble endeavor that Chan Robles is doing this. And even before the pandemic, it has been leading with online review. And just like Dan, I think one of the highlights I got from this is cura personalis. It's very important. Care for the entire person so that you can perform to the best of your abilities as always. So yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel. And I'm sure you have a great mentor with you, si Din Rico.
Oo, pare. Sure yan. sure yan, pare.
Yeah. Oh, nag-message yung nag-message yung isang director ng bar review. Message kita, Noel. Ano ka na?
Sige.
Libre ka na.
Nanalo ka agad?
May ganun ba?
May raffle pa rin.
May raffle pa rin ba?
Usap tayo.
Sige.
Again, John.
Ako ba? Bar ka rin?
Sorry, John.
Magbabar ka rin ba, Dan?
Hindi, matagal pa. Baka next year pa ako. Next year pa. Third year
Balikan
pa
mo
lang
na
ako.
ako.
Ay, sige.
Sige.
Sakto yan. Thank you.
So, John, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be with you, to talk with you, and just exchange ideas. You have a very promising career.
Thank you, sir.
I wish you all the best. No, not only in your love life, but of course in your professional career. This is not the end. This is just a start
Yeah.
of fruitful collaboration, and matagal na natin pinag-usapan ito. And thank you very much for sharing your wisdom, your experiences, great moments, no? And for all our viewers, for all our listeners, again, thank you very much for joining us, for being with us in another very exciting episode. And we wish you all the best. Please stay safe, be healthy. To all the students, hustle, hustle, hustle. To all those who are reviewing, no other way to go but, review, prepare. For young lawyers, just follow your passion. So again, John, thank you very much.
Dean,
Nice
pagbigyan mo naman
to see
yung yo-yo-yo. Hindi mo ko
Siyempre,
yo-yo eh.
Sabay-sabay tayo.
Yeah.
So, John, cheers.
Cheers.
Yo.
Yo-yo-yo.
Cheers.
Thank you. And
Cheers.
guys, for next Thursday, please join us again. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe in our YouTube channel for this episode and for all other succeeding episodes. And for next Thursday, our special guest would be no other than Attorney Rebo Sagisag. We would be talking about so many things. Basketball would be one of them. And other very nice and important issues. So again, thank you very much to all those who joined us. Yo, guys. See you.
Yo.
Thank you.
Yo-yo-yo.
Yo. Thank you, guys.